Suppy, this is GyaruGyaru. My name is Autumn, and I'm here to talk to you today about a few different reasons why a lot of people seem to want to watch anime. I know myself watch anime for a lot of different reasons, and I think a lot of people who are into anime and manga and video games and things like that are into them for different reasons as well. This video by no means is going to encompass every single thing that people watch these things for or play them, but this is going to go over 3 big reasons that I've noticed people get into anime and manga and video games. The first one is escapism, the second is for entertainment, and the third is for just because. The first we'll go over is escapism. Now for me, I watch a lot of series to kind of go through this thing myself because I do have trouble dealing with a lot of real world issues, and I know that that is not why all people watch their anime. But for me, it's just something that really resonates and makes it easier to go through in everyday life. For me, I use it to kind of cope with unreal visuals. So I might watch shows like Serial Experiments Lain or Neon Genesis Evangelion. Those are 2 really big examples for those types of ways to cope. Just because they are so unreal from what you would normally experience in your everyday life. Another popular way to use anime to escape is to go to other worlds, so going through fantasy settings. Shows like SAO and Log Horizon are super popular for this reason, I'm pretty sure, at least from what I've seen. They're usually for people who really want to get away from the real world because it is so fantastical to see these other new worlds that they experience in these shows. Another show that's a little bit different from those 2 things, because those 2 are a bit more serious than some of the other shows that do come out, is Konosuba. That was a show that came out last season, and it is a very comedic show. It doesn't have a huge overarching plot, other than the fact that this guy is in another world. He doesn't know what's going on. How did he get here? I mean, it's very similar to SAO and, well, not SAO, more Log Horizon and, what is the name of that show? Dot Hack in that way, but it is much funnier than something like that. It is a humor-based comedy show. And that's another way that people use anime to escape, is they watch really silly things like Nichijou, or, Lucky Star. Things that are just very funny, very based in humor, that don't have a large overarching plot that can kind of weigh it down and make it a bit more serious. The next reason that people watch anime is for entertainment. Entertainment isn't necessarily going to be different from the escapist reason all the time, but it is usually a little bit different in the shows that they watch. People that are usually watching shows for entertainment versus escapism are shows that are a little bit more driven by plot and action, at least from what I've seen. So shows like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Gundam, Kill la Kill, things like that that aren't super hard to think about, but they are very flashy. So it shows that you can just kind of easily hop into and you don't have to do a lot of thinking. If they're not into things that are like action, because not everybody is into, explosions and flashy colors and things like that, they might be more into romance or, again, comedy. Shows like Toradora or Kimi ni Todoke are, very different. They're both slice of life shows. One is a shoujo, one is a shonen show. So they're different audiences that they're catering to, but they're both very easy to get into and very easy to watch. And like I said, comedy is also present, but comedy in the entertainment genre, from what I've seen, is not always as absurd as it is for people who are watching anime just to escape. 2 really good examples that I'm going to use are from this season, actually. I'm not sure if a lot of people are watching them. They're 2 shows that I really enjoy. Flying Witch is one of them. It does have a little bit of the absurdity that some scenes in Nichijou have. Like there's this scene with a mandrake, and she just is holding onto this vegetable that is screaming, and it goes on for a very long time. It's, like I said, very absurd. It's very funny. It's a great show. I definitely recommend it to a lot of people, anyone who's into comedy. And then Tanaka-kun is Always Listless is another show that I really like this season that would also fall into the entertainment category. It's not absurd in really any way. It's very slice of life comedy. It's very, very low key, which is what a lot of people are looking for in their anime. They're looking for things that they can just flip on and watch, and that's why the entertainment is, a big reason that I see with a lot of viewers. And the last thing that I see a lot of people who are watching just purely for entertainment, not to escape or nothing else, are idol shows and other things that are very based around very cute characters, cute girls, things like that. Because, I mean, who doesn't love cute girls, right? The final reason is the just because reason. This is typically the casual anime viewer, and their interests are usually very, very all over the place. I usually see people that are watching anime just because they're watching things that are very popular. Things like Attack on Titan, SAO, nostalgic shows like Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon. Things that are just, anybody can have access to them. Things that they're watching just because. I mean, they got one recommendation for it, or they saw somebody else watching it and said, oh, that's cool, I'm going to check it out. A lot of people typically stay in this way of viewing anime, I'll just watch it just because. If they're not going to kind of branch out on their own into things that they haven't been told to watch. Which is totally fine. I mean, it really just depends on what they're watching it for. And if they're just watching it because, then that's totally fine. If they're not watching it to escape, that's fine. If you are watching it to escape, that's fine. If you're watching it for entertainment, that's fine. It really is kind of up to you why you're watching anime. And I think that's totally okay to watch it for very different reasons. I mean, it is kind of cool to see all these different reasons come together and make the community that we have, because we do watch them all for different reasons, and we have different walks of life, and that's why we like different shows. It's what makes our community strong. It's what gives us the character that we have when we're comparing the shows that we like. So now that I've brought up the community, that's kind of where I want to end the video by saying, why do you watch anime? Is there anything that you think that I missed in terms of why you or your friends might watch anime? Make sure you leave a comment and give me a like and a subscribe. That way we can interact with each other and make sure that we are seeing each other's responses. And as always, be how you want to be. See ya!